Good afternoon. My name is Luther Whitfield. I'm the senior pastor for New Covenant Worship Center. Some 16 years ago, a family of 6 met in my basement, and there we were able to give birth to the ministry of New Covenant Worship Center. From there, we moved to what today is called the City Life Center. Back then, it was called the Primetime Center on Calhoun Street. I still remember to this day the opening day on Father's Day in 2004 when over 500 people filled that gym. Today we now sit on some 26 acres of land on the corner of Paulding and Hessen Castle, and our home today of New Covenant Worship Center. When I remember coming to this area, this is an area that had been underserved by our city. And so when we came to this area, we did a study with many of the residents here in the community. And we wanted to know what their needs was. We knew as a church that we wanted to see people's lives change for the glory of God. But yet we also wanted to have a deep impact in this community. Because this community, this quadrant of our city lacked so much. We talked about health issues that was a concern, education, single mothering. There was just a plethora of concerns and needs that honestly was a little bit overwhelming. So in one way to tackle that need, we knew that we would have to create a non-for-profit, a place where we could find the resources to help us as a church to really meet the needs of the people within this community. To fast forward now today, we have, and I'm excited about our Impact Center. What even makes us even more exciting is because not only do we get to do it as a church, but I personally get to do it with a dear good friend of mine who was at one time, believe it or not, my boss with Youth for Christ, who has now joined me, and once again, we're creating this endeavor. As we walk through this neighborhood, as we meet people, as we try to flesh out how we can make this thing work. And so God has allowed us to build and to expand this ministry, to impact and to change lives for the glory of God. And we really look forward to what we believe is going to happen in this community, not only as we touch people and minister to people, but we truly see not only families transform, but a whole community transform. We're looking to make deep impact, and I'm excited that you're looking to join with us. And I pray you will consider joining with us as we look to transform our southeast quadrant of our city for the glory of God.
Hi, my name is Mick Baker. I'm the Executive Director for the Impact Center. And you just heard from Luther a little bit of the history of this program and this outreach we have out here on the southeast side of town. I was fortunate enough to be asked by Luther a little over 2 years ago to come and run the nonprofit of New Covenant. And as I was looking into this, it became obvious to me that the challenge was great, and it was a challenge that I wanted to take on. So we're going to take you through a little bit of a tour of our new facility. The facility here on East Paulding had about 30,000 square feet. We've doubled the space so that we're able to meet many more of the needs on the southeast side of town. We're hoping that as you look at this, you'll have questions. You'll be able to maybe at some point come out and actually see it. But for now, we're going to do a virtual tour that hopefully you'll be able to now have an idea more of what we're doing. When Luther had chatted with me about coming out here, the needs were already identified. I did the research to make sure that they were identified correctly, and they were. So when I started to look at the things that we're going to attack, we right away put some things into place. We currently offer free mental health counseling. We do that by just calling into our facility, and we will get a message to our counselor. They'll set up an appointment, and we can do free mental health counseling. We now have a daycare that's just a little over 2 years old, and we really work it on a sliding scale so that we can provide daycare for the many of the folks that have the need on this side of town that wouldn't be able to get daycare in a lot of places. We also have something called Restore and Renew, and that's where we will pair someone up with an individual that they would be able to help them get out of their situation. Lots of times folks that have been incarcerated would come back to their area, live in the same place, and be involved in the same things. Well, we want to offer a relationship with folks who can help them find a new place to live, a new job, and really a new path in life. Also, we have here 26 acres, as Luther had said. With those 26 acres, we have a sports academy that we would like to see expanded. We have a full court outdoor basketball court. We'd like to have a second one. We have a baseball field. It's really meeting our needs. We'd also like to have a finished soccer field, rugby field, football, and lacrosse. We can make them all into one, and we have the field planted. Now we just need to get some of the other details around it. A walking path that we can put out there also in the sports complex for exercise and so on and so forth. That is really some of the things we'd love to do to expand this and also make it open to the community so that they could use it at any time. I never would have thought that if someone asked me on the southeast side of town, how many people do you think would have English as their primary language? I grew up in Fort Wayne. I would have thought 60-70%. Today it's closer to 40%. The other 60% is made of Spanish-speaking folks and then also Burmese-speaking folks. Now with that, we have found out through some of the schools that many of the parents don't know how to speak English, so a lot of the children are being their interpreters. Well, we want to put an end to that. A lot of these folks want to be able to go to banks, want to be able to go for interviews, want to be able to look at any kind of job and not be hindered by their lack of English. So we are doing ESL classes as soon as we're able to get back to normal here with the COVID passing, hopefully, that we'll be able to have ESL classes. On this side of town, we found out another need that broke my heart since I'm a parent of 4 children and then I also have 5 grandchildren. I knew that when I heard the infant mortality per capita is the highest in the state of Indiana, I knew in Southeast we can do better than that. And a lot of that was prenatal and some of the parenting needs that were out there. So we've partnered with Parkview and other area medical firms in town, and we feel like that we can offer some things here that would help beat some of those odds. A lot of the folks maybe don't have cribs or pack and plays, so they're bringing the babies to bed with them, and sometimes a body or a pillow or a blanket is suffocating the child. We want to be able to do some things there that we really think would be able to get them the things they need in their hands, like a pack and play. We have several that we hand out and partner with others that do that and supply the education. Also with the prenatal care, we know some of the moms aren't in the best condition to have a child, so some of their babies are a little undersized or maybe not as healthy as they could be. We want to help with that. We just want to be a place where in a lot of these situations we can offer some hope and some help. As we go on and see some of the other things that are needed, we know we needed some financial literacy. So we have some banks that are looking into helping provide that, and then maybe help getting them started with a savings or checking account. We also see the need for diversity training. Luther and myself have done a lot of that. We add folks in. We've met with churches and businesses about how do we really bring about the diversity training and that diversity literacy that needs to happen. In today's times, it's very popular to have those conversations, and we're glad to be a part of them. Then we have an opportunity with a free cafe. On this side of town, there's no coffee shops. There's not a lot of restaurants, very few banks, very few grocery stores. So we have an opportunity to have a free cafe from 7 in the morning till 6 in the evening when they can come and look at our facility, be in our cafe, but also see all the opportunities we have for them. In our very cafe, we have a place where they can see career opportunities. We're going to have shortly here an opportunity for them to come in and see many places that have offered opportunities for employment here with full benefits and the things that are needed to really fortify this side of the community. So as our facility now has doubled and we see the things that we can do, we have 4 large classrooms where people can do, whether it's diabetes training, we're going to get started with Parkview, or it's some classrooms with the Crossing School, or some other opportunities with other partnering organizations. We now have classrooms for education. We also have a large meeting room that we can now, for the first time, hold a workshop, do a seminar, have funerals, have weddings, have graduation parties, do a lot of things on this side of town that we really just didn't have facilities for before. We also have a large commercial kitchen, and in that commercial kitchen we're able to do a lot of the things we just said, but also maybe look at having a monthly, maybe possibly a weekly community meal, where maybe on a Thursday night from 6 to 7 we'd be able to feed as many that would want to walk in. We also know with that commercial kitchen there's an opportunity for another teaching environment. We have individuals that could teach individuals how to run a commercial kitchen. Again, a trade that they can then take out into their workforce. We also know that some of those folks want to be trained in daycare, and we have the daycare, so we can do a couple of those things to really bring about some partnership and some hope for some folks that really need it. The other thing is, you look through the rest of the facility, we have opportunities with space. that we can let them people come, be a part of the community, and also offer services that, as long as they align with what we're doing, we want to be able to provide them. We're not looking to have an astronomical rent where we have people coming and needing to pay us a lot of money. We really just want to see things happen so that the partners that we partner with will benefit. And we partner with folks like Fort Wayne United, Parkview. We're now doing one with Grace Relations, a company or a group that's been pulled together to handle race relations. We really feel like there's a number of partners like that we want to partner with. Out of a Jam, which is a cooking education program. We want to be able to work with them. There are a number of partners that we just continue to talk with on a weekly basis, really, that annually we want to add into our partnership. So I hope as you think through all this and see some of the pictures of the area that we have to work with, you would see and maybe also want to be a part. Our goal is a $3.5 million campaign. We're not that far away. We're a little over $3 million. We also need to have some money for operations, but we feel like in the year 2020, we can get one-time gifts and 5-year pledges to help get us to the end. So I hope after you heard all this, you'd maybe want to come see it or give me a call or ask questions, and please know we're totally open to that. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.